my God.
Supercharged, 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 supercharged.
Welcome back, guys. I know it's been a bit since we've done a video. I was in and out of town. The car was in our body department for the past 4 or 5 months, getting all of the body work done. Now the car is actually moved on to our paint department, which is over here in Bay 1. So I will show you guys that. Just give you guys a quick update on our shop. You know, we don't do operations that are not a similar right next to each other. So our paint department's Bay 1, Bay 2 is where we do all of our sanding and buffing after a car has been painted. Bay 3 is the body shop, and then as you go down the row are other business operations. So I wanted to show you, give you guys an update on the Demon. That's why you guys have all tuned in, so let's take a look. Okay, so in our paint department here, we've got obviously some other customer cars here that we're working on. We just primed this Mazda here. That's why there's a bunch of plastic hanging on the door. We had the car covered and bagged. Anytime we're not working on a car, we'll always cover them and kind of bag them in plastic. So I just threw it on the door. But quick update on the car. As you see, you know, all the wrap is off the car and it's getting prepped for primer. So the roof repair has been done. I'll show you guys a little more of that. We have a little bit of disassembly left to do on the fender. Need to pull the flare off, and then we'll pop both fenders off along with both doors when we go to paint the car. We're not a shop that paints doors on cars or fenders. We pull them off so you can get along the edge and do it the right way. The hood will probably stay on the car for paint because we can get all the way around it. But if we don't, then we can always pop it off. Not a big deal. But I'll give you guys a quick overview of what was repaired. You guys can see the roof here. With the impact on the car on the driver's side, it really had done a shift of the main post that runs along the center of the car here, this guy right here. As you can see, this whole post was actually shifted over. So when it did that, it kind of tweaked and gave the car, the back end of the car, a lot of sway. So when we did that pull on that side and got the car square, there was, you know, a little bit of waviness here in the sail panel or the C-pillar on the passenger side, and then a little bit of waviness on the quarter panel that we addressed. But from the roof, we had a little bit of a imperfection here that we took care of, and then a little bit more on the driver's side. So this whole panel will be primed. The window's got to come out still, which we will pull. All the other glass is actually out of the car. We did have a little bit of damage, and I'll show you on the passenger side rocker here. When that post took the brunt of the impact right there, it actually caused a wrinkle in this area of the car as well. So we fixed that. We had to straighten all of that. And then there was some damage here, obviously, on the quarter that we took care of. And then as I walk around the back of the car here, there wasn't much, obviously, for the rear body of the car. There was, I'll pop open the trunk. We did end up replacing the trunk floor here, this panel in between the two strut towers. So that's been replaced. That one we could not salvage. And then you can see here all of the new metal work that we did on the inside here, all of the, you know, inner structure, everything up to the package tray, all of that's been replaced. We've got all of the correct tips that we use for the seam sealer to replicate what the OEM does. When they painted this car initially, they really didn't paint the inside of the trunk real well. Just more like an overspray. You know, we may try to replicate that, but it will actually probably come out a lot better than it did from the factory, since it's not a robot that's spraying it. It'll be human. But we have the trunk jam here that we're fixing, kind of addressed a little bit of metal work here. When we put the quarter on, all of the trunk lid and everything will be pulled, and the whole entire jam and everything back here will be painted as well. The quarter panel is obviously been replaced. We have that here, along with all of the metal work that we did on the inside of the wheelhouse here. All of this has been spot welded with our computerized spot welder. Measures the penetration and the temperature of the metal when we're putting the welds on. You'll see more of that down here as well. along the rocker. You're gonna see all of the different spot welds. And then up along here is well around the quarter window and the door frame. So all that is done with a spot welder. It's not done with a plug welder or a MIG welder. And then dive in here. Here's where we did our splice for where the quarter meets the rocker. And then we did the splice here for the rocker panel that comes up here to the side, along with the, doing all the spot welds along this area. And then as we pan on the inside of the car, you can kind of see where this pink line was. There was a wrinkle there, which is all gone. And then you can see some more of the damage that it had here on the inside. The package tray up there was wrinkled on both the left and the right side. So we took care of that and gotten that straightened. And then this is your inner wheelhouse along with your inner quarter. That's all been replaced. So we have a lot of prep work to do here to get the inside of this painted. And I'm not sure if we're gonna do this before we paint the car or after. I'll leave that up to my paint guys and what they wanna do. But all of this will be fixed along with painting the majority of the car. Or actually, I'm sorry, all of the car. So the car is currently here right now in our paint department. We have some little bit of R&Is left to do. Got to pop the window out, the wipers. I think we got the cowl in there too, that'll come out. And then we decided to paint the whole car, as I've mentioned. So we've got a bunch of new plastics coming too, a new front splitter for the front, along with any of the cladding that was maybe garfed or marked, we're just gonna replace. So I don't really have a timeline of when the car is gonna be done. We're working on it as kind of time allows in between all of other customers that come in here. We do take our time with cars. We're not a shop that looks to turn cars as fast as possible. We really focus on quality. So you can, have something nice, but it takes time. If you want something quick, it's usually not great. So we don't focus on quick. We focus on doing it the right way, doing it the way the OEM did it, and then also ensuring that hopefully the customer thinks the car is actually nicer than prior to the accident, which 99.9% of the time it is. So we strive for perfection here. So we're not a shop that races to get a car done just to give it back to a customer and they're not happy. So car's here right now in our paint department. As I mentioned, we've got a long way to go in getting the car painted. I think we'll get a few more videos of the car once we have the paint process going on and the car is further taken apart for priming. So we'll try to give you some more videos on that. I think that's a little bit more interesting, a little more film worthy. But I think from a standpoint of the way the car is coming along, the car is perfectly straight. We had it up on our frame rack. All of our laser measurement tools that we had hooked up to the bottom of the car. It measures laser straight. The car is still going to go out for an alignment no matter what. But from a functionality and a perspective of having the car being straight, it measured everything out on our system. It came out square, so I think we're in good shape. So there'll be more videos to come. Appreciate your guys' time and the interest in the shop, and we'll talk to you guys soon.